Local clubs announced to resume total blockade of National Highway 37 stretch from April 24 over failure to start road construction work. Non-payment of salary for 19 long months triggers protest by Manipur University of Culture Guest Faculty Association (MUCFA). Whistleblowing poster campaign launch. Imphal East SP KSH Sivakanta calls for concerted effort to curb drug menace in Manipur. UN projects, India would become world's most populous country, overtaking China with almost 3 million more people in middle of 2023. India logs 10,542 new coronavirus cases in last 24 hours with 38 new fatalities. Recovery rate drops to 98.67%. And Miss Universe 2021 Harna Kaur Sandhu to work as showstopper for Manipuri designer Robert Nauran at Thomas Crown in Kangui town of Kangpokpi district. Hello, you're watching IS Primetime English News. Before we begin, IS News would like to remind our viewers to practice physical distancing, hand hygiene, wear masks, protect yourself, and get vaccinated to ward off COVID-19. I'm JESSIA OINAM, giving you the news in detail. National Highway Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited (NHIDCL) has failed to take up the National Highway 37 Package 2 construction work of National Highway 37 portion from New Kaithalmanbi to Tingtong, Laijang village. NHIDCL promised to start the work in an agreement signed on 11th of April 2023 with local clubs. A meeting was taken place between the representatives of local clubs and NHIDCL at New Kaithalmanbi police station to discuss the issue today. Sources from the local clubs said the NHIDCL has not given a positive response on the start of construction work so far. They said the issue cannot be taken lightly as the bad road condition has seriously disrupted daily activities of the villagers apart from closing down of schools in the areas due to health issue. The local club said they will resume total blockade of the highway stretch from April 24th until the road construction work begins. Beef at non-payment of salary for 19 long months, members of Manipur University of Culture Guest Faculty Association (MUCFA) today held a sit-in protest inside MUC Extension Campus at Kanchipur in Imphal. They warn of indefinite cease work strike until the pending salaries are cleared. A total of 49 guest teachers have been deprived of over 19 months. Salaries, MUCFA President M. Gopiraman Sharma told journalists at the protest site. He said they would be compelled to continue class boycotts here in case the authorities do not pay salary at the earliest. He maintained that the teachers have been silently bearing the inconveniences for months in the interests of the students. He further said how the teachers can continue to go without salary. He decried the authorities' concern for sidelining the issue and the plight of the teachers. Gopiraman Sharma also said MUCFA will launch indefinite cease work strike to pressure the authorities to fulfill the demands. The protester held various placards during the protest. Imphal East SP KSH Sivakanta has called for a concerted effort to curb drug menace in Manipur. He was speaking during a function to launch a poster campaign on Stop Poppy Plantation, Save Our Generation, Save Our Life, No to Drugs, Yes to Life at Pangai Bazaar in Imphal East today. The campaign is organized by Pangai Bazaar Committee for War on Drugs, Kundrakpam constituency. SP Sivakanta urged people of the state, including local Meirapaibi members, to come together and fight against drug abuse. He emphasized that society can no longer afford to lose youth to drug and urged everyone to play his or her role in eradicating the menace. He further stressed the need to raise mass awareness against drug abuse in every nook and corner of the state. The SP also urged all drug smugglers to stop the illegal activities. He said drugs have become major cause for ruining the lives of the upcoming generations. Stating that the state government is making earnest efforts to curb drug abuse in the state, he assured to extend all assistance from the relevant committees to those youths who are on the path of recovery from drug addiction. Besides SP K.S. Sivakanta, Imphal East Additional SP Law and Order, former Iscom President Nongthongbam Rajendra alias Boy participated in the whistleblowing poster campaign carried out around Pangai Bazaar.
Tamamada irang patringai da loan der film patringai da mayam gi da makta leibiram pa mera pai bi amma ma leiram ba sikumaina waron truck sing thana bhona ge haibegi pandam amma ko loina na mera pai bi singsul loina lekai lekai khurim to loina thopi ra ga sigi waron truck sida mapung phana mutha minna ba hona minna se haibegi sigi maroi ba pandam amma suni aduga rehab ta kai da lening ba ifong phong na haidok pangam da ba khotta ba mayam ding su hairiba committee sing sigi phone number khara pijari masida moi open oina haiba ikai ba hangoi ba leira su hairaga moi kari kari tawsige haibu khanna bya gane aduga
India is on its way to becoming the world's most populous country, overtaking China with almost 3 million more people in the middle of this year. According to a demographic data released by the United Nations Population Fund UNFPA, India's population is estimated at 1.4286 billion against 1.4257 billion for China. The data by the UNFPA's State of World Population Report 2023 also showed that United States is a distant third with an estimated population of 340 million. The report says 8 countries will account for half the projected growth in global population by 2050. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Nigeria, Pakistan, the Philippines and Tanzania as per information available as of February 2023. Population experts using previous data from the UN have projected India would go past China this month, however, did not specify a data for when the change would take place. UN population officials said it was not possible to specify a date due to uncertainty about the data coming out of India and China, especially since India's last census was conducted in 2011 and the next one due in 2021 has been delayed due to the pandemic. Although India and China will account for more than 1/3 of the estimated global population of 8.045 billion, the population growth in both Asian giants has been slowing at a much faster pace in China than in India. Last year, China's population fell for the first time in 6 decades, a historic turn that is expected to mark the start of a long period of decline in its citizen numbers with profound implications for its economy and the world. While India's annual population growth has averaged 1.2% since 2011 compared with 1.7% in the 10 years previously. India recorded a single-day rise of 10,542 new coronavirus cases in the last 24 hours. The new infections took the country's total caseload to over 4.48 crore, while active coronavirus caseload has reached 63,562, which comprise 0.14% of the total infections. As per the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the death toll has climbed to 5,31,190 with 38 new deaths in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, the number of people who have recuperated from the disease has gone up to 4,42,50,649. The country's recovery rate has dropped to 98.67%. Over 220.66 crore vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Top 3 states contributing maximum number of COVID-19 cases to India's tally are Maharashtra, Kerala and Karnataka. Meanwhile, in the northeast India, Assam has the highest number of active cases, followed by Mizoram and Meghalaya. COVID-19 has infected over 68 crore 58 lakh, while more than 68 lakh 43,000 have succumbed to the dreaded coronavirus, and recoveries are above 65 crore 85 lakh. Globally, USA has the highest COVID-19 cases, followed by India and France. Meanwhile, Manipur recorded 0 COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. A total of 93 samples were tested in the same hours, according to the latest update from the State COVID-19 Command Control Room. The number of active cases in the state stand at 7. No one was discharged in the same hours. Be safe from COVID by following COVID-appropriate behavior, wear face masks, wash hands, avoiding crowd and being vaccinated are very good preventive means against COVID-19, said COVID-19 Command Control Room. Miss Universe 2021 Harnas Kaur Sandhu arrived to a rousing welcome in Manipur today. Harnas Kaur Sandhu is on her maiden visit to the state. She will work as the showstopper for famed Manipuri designer Robert Naurem this evening at the ongoing 5th state level Hun Thado Cultural Festival 2023 at Thomas Ground in Kangui town of Kangpokpi district. Chief Minister N. Biren inaugurated the festival yesterday. Robert Naurem himself had announced the news on his Facebook post that Miss Universe 2021 Harnas Kaur Sandhu will work as a showstopper for him on the closing day of the festival on April 19. The event is free to attend, and Naurem welcomes everyone to come and greet the beauty queen. It needs mention here that Manipur welcomed former Miss Universe and Bollywood actress Susmita Sen, former Miss World Manushi Chiller, as well as former Miss Universe Lara Datta to the state last year. On the other hand, last week the state hosted the 59th edition of India's foremost prestigious pageant, Femina Miss India's grand finale, in a historic ceremony at the indoor stadium Kuman Lampak in Imphal. A man was arrested along with a large quantity of illicit liquors by Imphal West Police from a passenger bus along National Highway 2 today around 11:30 a.m. According to the police report, the Kelambam Sanatomba Meitei, age 48 years, son of the Loya Lakpa Meitei of Khuyathong Polem Leikai in Imphal West, was arrested for illegal possession of the contraband Indian-made foreign liquor IMFLs in front of Sekmai Police Station along National Highway 2. The passenger bus was coming from Dimapur towards Imphal when the seizure took place. Acting on the information under the overall guidance of Dr. S. Ibomcha Singh, IPS, Superintendent of Police, Imphal West District Police, under the supervision of Additional SP Law and Order, Imphal West, M. Bishwarjit Singh, MPS, and under the command of Inspector N.G. Johnson Singh, OC Sekmai Police Station checked the passenger bus at the gate of the police station when the contraband IMFLs were seized. Separately, a team of Porompat Police Station seized 75 liters of DIC liquor from 2 liquor vendors located at Singjamai Wangma, Baigapati Laikai to Rail Mapal in Imphal East. The seizure took place around 5:30 p.m. The seized items, along with the owners of the vendors, are being handed over to OC Excise Porompat for taking further necessary action. Chief Minister Nongthongmam Biren condoled the untimely demise of state journalist Leishangthem Mungyamba Chenglei. The Chief Minister, in his Facebook post, said he is filled with sorrow upon hearing the demise of the journalist. He said that Mungyamba was among the most dedicated and experienced journalists in the state. Chief Minister N. Biren also extended his heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family and friends and prayed that God grant them the strength to bear the tragic loss. He further prayed for the departed soul to rest in eternal peace. Communist Party of India Manipur State Council also condoled the untimely demise of journalist Leishangthem Mungyamba Chenglei of Tera Sapam Leirak, who passed away on April 17. CPI members gave a red salute to the late journalist at his funeral. Members of CPI Patsoi Local Council also visited Mungyamba's family to offer their condolences and share the grief of the bereaved family members. They also observed a 2-minute silence as a mark of immortalizing the departed soul. Secretary of CPI Manipur State Council L. Thoiren, State Executive Thiam Megachandra, and other members of the council were present during the visit. Royal Riders Manipur RRM also condoled the death of journalist Lei Shangthem Mungyamba Chenglei. RMM remembered and lauded Mungyamba for his immense contributions in all the initiatives taken by the group. RRM members and sympathizers prayed for the departed soul to rest in peace in heavenly abode while sharing the grief of the bereaved family. Meanwhile, the United Committee Manipur UCM has expressed deepest condolences over the untimely demise of social activist Amu Kamai and journalist Lei Shangthem Mungyamba alias Chenglei. UCM Information and Public Relations Secretary Lei Shemba Lamaba in a release said that Amu Kamai held many important posts in several civil organizations. He served as the president of Jeliaryong Union, Assam, Manipur and Nagaland, and also held the post of president of Rongmei Tribe Apex Civil Society Organization, Rongmei Naga People's Organization RNPO, comprising 3 states Assam, Manipur and Nagaland. UCM release also recalled the contributions by Mungyamba and said that he worked with ISTV News and also worked as video journalist at ANI and Tom TV and several other media houses. It held the immense contributions of the duo in the society and said that their demise will be an irreparable loss to the state. UCM prays for the departed souls to rest in peace in heavenly abode while sharing the grief of the bereaved family. A 1-day training program of private rehabilitation staff on do's and don'ts of addiction management was held at Dr. Gamal Hall inside Department of Psychiatry, RIMS, Imphal today. All Manipur United Clubs Organization Amuko, along with United Rehabilitation Center URC and Department of Psychiatry RIMS organized the event. Speaking at the event, Amuko President PH Nando Luwang expressed unhappiness over the increasing drug abuse and addiction among the youths of the state. He also noted that there are many private rehabilitation centers in the state now where drug users can stay. He asserted that it is important to provide necessary basic trainings to all the staffs working at such rehabilitation centers, adding that the program conducted today will facilitate in providing the needed training. Kanglei People Against Narcotics and Psychotropic Substances, Kanglei Panaus, Thoubal District Council, Lilong organized Iftar party at the council office located at Turel Ahanbi, Buya Salam today. Speaking at the event, President of the Council, Fundrei Mayum Salahuddin, said that the party aimed to curb drug abuse and addiction among the youths in the state. He went on to say that people will only realize the true meaning of hunger facing millions around the world only when they practice roza or fasting. He further appealed to the people to be kind and generous towards the deprived and live in peace and harmony with one another. Speaking on the sidelines, AMMDC Headquarter President Pusham Sayyid Ahmad expressed discontentment over the drug abuse and addiction prevailing in the society and stressed the need for the public to make effort to curb it. He also assured that AMMDC will extend necessary support and assistance towards the same. Chief Minister Nongthong Bombarin extended heartiest congratulations to renowned Manipuri film director Romi Maitai on winning the Audience Choice Award for Best Narrative Feature for his film Aikhoigi Yum, Our Home. The Chief Minister took to his Facebook post to congratulate the director and said that it is indeed a matter of great pride for Manipur. He also encouraged Romi Maitai to keep up the great work and wish him the best in all his future endeavors. Romi Maitai was accorded the award at the Indie Mimi Film Festival 2023 held in Austin, Texas, USA. Jointly produced by Romi Meitei and Shetal Jingshubam under the banner of Thangrakpa Living Frames, Aikoigi Yum highlights the importance of protecting the natural ecosystem amidst the need for development. Actors Master Priyojit, Nganthoibi, Vumeshwar and Sori Sanjam are in the lead roles of the film. The film has already won the prestigious FIPRESCI Award for Best International Film, presented by the International Critic Forum, in addition to bagging Best Feature Film and 5 other awards at the Manipur State Film Awards. The film will also be premiered at the upcoming 45th Moscow International Film Festival on April 22nd as one of the official selections. Now it's time for a short commercial break. Keep watching IS News.
Ima ibema kuntok hanbi harawa pauze. Ima ibema kuntok hanbi amadi ipa ibunga thangsing ngang wini tho anigi kumsi kumza harawa lakliba April ki tang kuni thoi kalen gi ni panba thang janu tagi hojaraga me gi tang ni kalen gi tara ni thoi ni panba leipak pok numita lairoi tan jegani loinana April ki tang kuntra kalen gi tara ni panba nomai ju numita ima ibema amadi ipa ibunga anina bongba lamyingba sabal lam thok numit thokle me gi tang ama kalen gi tara ma thoi ni panba ni thoka ba numita kanglei sanaba numit thokle me gi tang ani kalen gi tara ni thoi ni panba leipak pok numita saren janba numit thokle thorom sing asida imagi macha manai khwai khibina matam chana lengbirakuna imagi thorom sing asibu mapung phana yaubiranaba nolukna ning singjari paujen jariba imai bema kunthok hanbi thogol maru DMU campus hangmaiban Imphal.
Welcome back. You're watching IS Primetime English News. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address to civil servants in New Delhi, marking the Civil Services Day on April 21st. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has constantly appreciated the contribution of civil servants towards nation building and enthusiasted them to work even harder. The program will serve as an app platform for the Prime Minister to motivate and inspire civil servants across the country so that they may keep serving the nation with the same zeal, especially during this crucial phase of Amrit Kal. During the event, the Prime Minister will also confer the Prime Minister's Award for Excellence in Public Administration as well. The awards have been instituted with a view to recognize the extraordinary and innovative work done by districts and organizations of the central and state governments for the welfare of common citizens. The awards will be distributed based on exemplary work done in 4 priority programs: promoting Swachh Jal through Har Ghar Jal Yojana, promoting Swachhta Bharat through health and wellness centers, promoting quality education with an equitable and inclusive classroom environment through Samagra Siksha, holistic development through aspirational district program, overall progress with special focus on saturation approach. Now the sports news. Rajasthan Royals will meet Lucknow Super Giants at Sawai Mansingh Stadium in the 26th match of the ongoing Indian Premier League IPL 2023 at Sawai Mansingh Stadium in Jaipur today. The match will start at 7:30 this evening. Well, RR registered a win over Gujarat Titans GT in their previous match. LSG were defeated by Punjab Kings PBKS by 2 wickets. In yesterday's match, Mumbai Indians beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 14 runs at Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad. Batting first, Mumbai Indians scored 192, losing 5 wickets in stipulated 20 overs. Cameron Green scored the highest 64 runs for Mumbai Indians. For Sunrisers Hyderabad, Marco Jansen took 2 wickets. Chasing a target of 193 runs, Sunrisers Hyderabad were all out for 178 in 19.5 overs. Mayank Agarwal was the top scorer with 48 runs. Cameron Green was adjudged player of the match. Real Madrid cruised into the Champions League semi-finals with a 2-0 win against Chelsea that wrap up an empathetic 4-0 aggregate trump, effectively ending the struggling London club's season. The home team, with Frank back in the dugout for a second spell, came into the match at Stamford Bridge with form and history against them. They started brightly but rued a number of huge missed chances that would have heaped pressure on the defending champions. The Spanish giants met Chelsea pay for their profligacy when Rodrigo scored in the 58th minute after a speedy counter-attack, and he made it 2-0 with 10 minutes to go. Chelsea, the 2021 European champions, have now lost all 4 of their matches since Lampard returned to the club as caretaker boss earlier this month in place of the second Graham Potter. Already out of both domestic cups, they are languishing in 11th place in the Premier League and look unlikely to qualify for European football next season. Before we end, let's take a look at headlines once again. Local clubs announced to resume total blockade of National Highway 37 stretch from April 24 over failure to start road construction work. Non-payment of salary for 19 long months triggers protest by Manipur University of Culture Guest Faculty Association, MUCFA. Whistleblowing poster campaign launch. Imphal East SP KSX Divakanta calls for concerted effort to curb drug menace in Manipur. UN projects India would become world's most populous country, overtaking China with almost 3 million more people in middle of 2023. India logs 10,542 new coronavirus cases in last 24 hours with 38 new fatalities. Recovery rate drops to 98.67%. And Miss Universe 2021 Harna scores Sandhu to work as showstopper for Manipuri designer Robert Naurim at Thomas Ground in Kangwi town of Kangpokpi district. That's all we have in this bulletin. Coming up next, we have IS Primetime Manipuri News at 9 p.m. Till then, good night.